Colorado head coach Ted Boyle. Coach, if you'd please start with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, I mean that was a typical, prototypical Big 12 game. You know, went down the wire. Physical is all get out. I've never played in a league as physical as this. It's amazing. I've coached college basketball for a long time now, and I've never understood why certain leagues are different than others in terms of the way they're allowed to play. But we have to adjust to that. There's no doubt about it. And you know, I just told our team, I don't know how the hell we're in this game when we turn it over 22 times, and they score 24 points off our turnovers. You know, that says something about our fight and our ability to compete. And that's been a Achilles heel of Colorado's all year long, is those turnovers. And they reared their head tonight. But I thought our guys battled, but we held them to 39%. When we got our defense set and took care of the ball, I mean, we guarded them pretty darn well. But had some good looks there at the end. I loved how we executed the out-of-bounds play at the end, but the 3 or 4 possessions before that, even after timeouts, we didn't execute. And Central Florida, you know, made one more play than we did. And it's a hell of a game.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that end of the game sequence. They go up by 1 with the free throw, about 22 seconds left. You had the final possession. Then you got the possession again with the 5-second call. Did you like what you saw at the end of the game from your team?
Again, I liked the last off OB under where we got the ball to Elijah Malone right at, you know, under the basket. He's a horse for us, and weren't able to finish it. A couple possessions before, Bangadak had a really good look at the, you know, basket. It didn't go in. So I was happy with those. You know, our deal is get a good shot, and but there was 3 or 4 possessions where we had plays called and actions called that we did not execute. And to me, you have to execute late in games to get great shots. And you know, we knew Central Florida is a heavy ISO team that plays a lot of one-on-one, and we weren't able to get enough stops. And again, they called a foul on that rebound. That's the way it goes.
Coach, you mentioned executing. UCF scored 41 points in the second
Yeah.
half. A lot of them coming late in the game. What did you guys see that UCF gave you a hard time?
Well, the 24 points off our 22 turnovers. You know, and I don't have the first half stats with me, but you know, you lose by 1 and you give up 24 points just off not being strong with the ball or having them pressure you into a turnover. It's tough.
Coach, I know that you mentioned the turnovers being an Achilles heel, but you did shoot 52% overall. Is that at all encouraging moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, look, we shot 49% against Iowa State. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country. So, you know, we absolutely. I mean, we when we got shots, we were pretty good. You got to get more shots, and again, they get 10 more shots on goal than us. It's tough. I mean, it's tough.
Coach, after the loss to Iowa State, you kind of said the same thing that you started off with, how physical this Big 12 league is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think makes it so difficult for your team, especially in matches like this when it came down to the wire?
Well, I think sometimes our guys get fouled and they're looking for the whistle instead of just playing through it. You know, play to the whistle, don't play for the whistle, and understand the whistle's not going to come, especially when you're on the road. It's probably not going to go your way. You know, it's just the way it is. So. And that comes down to mental toughness, you know, and being aggressive. You know, we had a really good stop there at the end, and you know we were ahead, and they got the rebound and we didn't. I mean, we've been working on it in practice the last week and a half since the Iowa State game. So, but overall, you know, we out rebounded by 5, which I thought our guys fought tonight. We at least competed on the boards, which is something we had not done against Iowa State or Arizona State. So we got to take the positives. You got to build off the positives and just try to figure out how to win the next game. Because that's in this league, you can't worry about what just happened. You can't worry about what's on the horizon. You just got to try to win the next game. And we were focused on that, you know, with this Central Florida team, and they were coming off a tough loss. Obviously, we knew they'd be ready. Didn't even watch the KU game with our film with our team because it didn't do anybody any good there. So, but they responded and they were down a guy, we were down a guy. So just the way it goes. It's a tough loss because that was a winnable game.
Casual, you, after the game at Arizona State, you talked this week about needing to kind of live up to the standards of the program. And it was a loss. I know you didn't have you had too many turnovers, but individually, some of the guys, are you pleased with the way they responded tonight?
Yes, our fight and our competitiveness, our toughness on the road. I have a totally different feeling in my gut right now than I did after Arizona State. After Arizona State, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to be the coach at Colorado. I was embarrassed by how we got out toughed and out hustled. Tonight, I didn't think we got out toughed and out hustled. We held them to 39%. We out rebounded them by 5. I can live with that on the road in the Big 12. It's just, again, you better take care of the ball. And we shot 52%. There's a lot of good things you can take from this, but there's one thing you look at and it's just like it sticks out like a sore thumb. And until we get that figured out, it's going to be hard to win these kind of games. But we gave ourselves a chance. With all that being said, so we're doing something right.
The first 7 shots you guys took after halftime, you guys made them. And you had that stretch with 7 turnovers in about 4 minutes. What sort of adjustments did you think UCF made defensively, particularly in their press?
Yeah, they started pressuring us in the full court, and we coughed it up one time in the trap. Got called for some travels. Again, we got called for like 3 travels tonight. I got to look at the film, and they probably were. So you just gotta. But we knew you're playing a team at home, and you've got a lead. The pressure's coming, whether it's in the half court or the full court. You got to be able to handle it. And we didn't handle it. And when we were scoring right out of the chute in the first half or the second half, we were okay with trading baskets with them. And they scored 4 out of the first 8 possessions of the second half. We scored like 7 of the first 9. So we were positive for Colorado, but that 4 for 8's got to be 2 for 8, and then you break this thing open.
Coach, with turnovers being, as you said, this team's Achilles heel, what does this team have to do in order to patch that moving forward?
I think each individual player on the team has to become more prideful of that part of the stat sheet, whether it's completing passes, footwork and traveling, not leaving your feet, to pass the ball, which you can't do in this league, especially if you're a guard. I mean, it's just being strong with the ball, knowing that the thing about the teams in this league, Iowa State, Arizona State, and Central Florida, 3 for 3 now, they are very active with their hands in terms of reaching, poking at the ball, and sometimes they'll hit a wrist, they'll hit a hand, they'll hit a forearm, and we've got to be strong enough to deal with that, and right now we're not. So that's where we have to get better.
Coach, kind of speaking more again on the turnovers, you had a passage of play where you had 8 turnovers in about 3 minutes of play. You guys kind of battled back then, and it was more of a tight game after. What did you say to your players?
I just said, guys, keep fighting. Our guys kept fighting. I mean, we did. We battled our tails off, and I got no problem with our fight tonight. We had too many stretches where we turned it over. We didn't get shots. I mean, again, you hold them to 39%, you shoot 52%. You out-rebound them by 5, you should win that game. But we didn't.
Coach, there's a couple Orlando Magic connections with Colorado.
Yeah.
Obviously, head coach went to Colorado. Tristan Da Silva is a rookie.
Yep.
I know you practiced there yesterday. What was that experience like, and what was it like reconnecting with Tristan today?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Obviously, we're extremely proud of Tristan and what he's done for the Magic and their organization. Jamal Mosley's Orlando is lucky to have him. He is a class guy, first class all the way. We're really proud of Jamal and to have Tristan in his organization, their organization. I got a lot of respect for the Magic, and from top to bottom, coaches, players. They got character guys, and Tristan I knew would fit right in, and he has. So I know it's unfortunate because of some of the injuries they've had, but it's benefited Tristan in terms of getting him on the floor, and now he's got confidence, and I think they have confidence in him. But I'm always pulling for the Magic.
Got time for one more.
Coach, UCF is about to head out west to take on Arizona. What have you noticed about traveling 2 time zones over again?
It's not easy. We came out a day early. Obviously, it was cold in Colorado. When you're traveling from west to east, you're losing time And now we'll go back and, you know, you gain time going back, but that doesn't help you. You know, what hurts you is, so that's why we came out a day early. But yeah, these time zone changes are real, and the wear and tear in your body is real. It's still early. We're only 3-4 games in the season, but yeah. As I look at, you know, college basketball, I see who's playing who. It's just, I scratch my head thinking there's got to be a better way. But this is the way it is, so you deal with it. And that's what we're doing.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you. Good luck.